Hey guys, this is Mechbay and welcome to another episode of Mechbay Dios. And before I begin, I just want to let you guys know that I'll be moving in and out while I'm taking this video. But I'll try to be still as much as possible so I don't, get you guys dizzy watching this video. But as you can see, it's such a big diorama project that I have to back up quite a bit to be able to fit it in my video cam. This dio project is a commission piece, and my client wanted to have a post-apocalyptic type diorama that he wants to use for his custom Marvel Legends X-Men figures. And so he wanted to be able to create scenes where the X-Men, is fighting like a group of Sentinels or um, like Magneto's crew or something like that. And so, he wants something big. And as you can see earlier, from the overall video that I took, it's such a big diorama. But just to give you an idea of dimension, this is actually two pieces of the panels that you usually buy at Home Depot, the foams, and those are about 2 feet by 2 feet. But I took some pieces off a little bit on both of these pieces, but the combined um, length of this across is about 40 inches, and the depth is 24 inches. And then this wall slash building is going to be around 20 inches tall. And this building is going to be, my idea for this building, it's going to be a two-story building. So it will have multiple levels of floors. But since this is going to be a post-apocalyptic dio, this building will be destroyed pretty much, most of it. So right now, when I do my initial design, I usually put together the building the way I want it to be first before I do any of the cutting and destroying, um, before moving to that phase. So when I do my design, I don't uh, go right away destroying or design it as destroyed right away. I usually design it as a complete building and then destroy it afterwards. So I hope you kind of get what I was thinking. And so just going over again with my ideas for this project. So this building, like I said, it's going to be a two-story building, and it's going to be destroyed. So part of this, for example, this wall right here will be cut out, kind of like blown. The same thing for this back wall over here. That middle part right there is pretty much gonna have like a big uh, damage collapse wall. And then the same thing on this other side right here. And then I want to put a like floors, like the second floor, and then eventually I'm gonna add like pieces of the roof as well. So the same thing on this side. So the client will be able to put figures on those floors, so you could create kind of like different layers of display where you can have like multiple figures like X-Men stuff, fighting. Um, Obviously, the floor is going to have a bunch of debris that I'll be adding in there. Definitely rubbles, concrete, pieces of concrete, walls. Probably add like broken pipes and things like that. I'm also planning to add kind of like in the part of the perimeter of this base to add chain link fences. And so I'll probably throw in some broken chain link fences, in the in here as well. I plan to have those additional pieces to be non-permanent as much as possible, so the client will be able to move them around and create different looks. I mean, I might have some smaller pieces permanent, kind of like the like gravel and things like that. Those are, I could probably have those like permanent, as part of the base. But the bigger chunks of debris and stuff, as much as possible, I'd like to make it non-permanent. And yeah, I actually have a sketch of the building facade on the other side that I'll show you in a bit, so you'll have an idea what the building's gonna look like. But yeah, there's going to be multiple windows on both sides. But yeah, basically, this is basically the back of the building. This is the inside, and then the whole front of the building is basically destroyed. So it's open up. So yeah, that's my initial ideas for this project. Yeah, it's gonna be like I said, it's gonna take a lot of work, but I think when it's done, it's gonna be a pretty epic type diorama. Oh yeah, and also these are like, again, two pieces for easy storage. And again, I want this to be collapsible, so already magnetize this bottom pieces already, and then the walls are also being magnetized already right here and that, and then the same thing for this and that. But the back of this building is such a large piece, so after I make my damage hole right there, I'll probably cut this in half, so it'll be easier to put away. Again, I'll probably just add magnet to put those together. You'll have a much better idea once I show you the other side, so I could kind of show you where I want the cut to be, to break that big piece of building wall. All right, well, let's look at the building facade on the other side. All right, so this is what the other side look like. So you could kind of see that it's a building. I already sketched the design for the building. I haven't really gone back and cut them, and so right now they're just basically I used a ball tip pen to draw those lines in there. Yeah, because I want to make sure that I got the measurements correctly and stuff before doing any cuts. But you could kind of see, yeah, like this whole back area here is basically, again, like the back of the building, and I already kind of like sketch like the part where the hole is gonna be. You kind of see like this whole piece gonna be gone, and then this is where I want to break this wall into two pieces. It's right here. I'm gonna cut it there, and then I'll probably use some sort of like pillar on that will be glued on one side, so that it'll cover the gap when those pieces get attached by a magnet. I'll be adding additional details in here later on. The same thing for this part right here, the upper portion of each windows. I'll have some details happening in there, as well as the bottom part of this window right here will have some sort of block. and then I'm gonna have more of a finished look as well on this top portion of this building. Probably add some sort of like wall cap to make it like a more of a finished look. Then the same thing on this side right here at the other side. Because since this thing is going to be like a roof that the client will be able to put a figure on also. That's why I need this portion right here to be more of a finished look. So if we go on this side, there you go. See, you could kind of see what the this portion will look like. Again, I already delineate where I want my cut, so that this piece will be, destroyed right there. Yeah, and pretty similar on the other side. It's the same thing. Part of it will be destroyed. Yeah, so I just want to show that to you so you'll have an idea what I have in mind in terms of the look of this building. All right, well, yeah, the next time I come back, hopefully I'll be able to have most of the details done, the cuts all done already. And yeah, so basically before I paint, I want to go back and take a video so I can show you guys what it looks like. All right, well, see you on the next portion of this video. So I've been working on this diorama for a few days now, and I think I've come a long way since the last time I showed you just the boards. I've done a lot of my cuts. Pretty much my design for the building is pretty much done. Still a long way to go. I still need to add a few more details and accessory pieces for this diorama. So what you see right now is probably, I'd say, not including the painting. The painting will be a totally different beast once I'm ready to do that. But just for the prior to painting, I'd say I'm about 80%, maybe done, 75-80%. So as you can see, still a lot of ways to go. But yeah, so here's the overall pieces. We're actually looking at the back. I think on the previous video I showed mostly the front and what I have in mind in terms of like the look for the building in the front, but I never really showed you because there's really no design for the back at the time. But as you can see, I was mentioning before that I'm gonna have multiple floors. So now it's here. So as you can see, I have the roof added. Then I have the second floor also in place already. Both of those are held up by magnets, a couple of magnets in there. And I'm still probably gonna add some pieces on this side of the wall, like a reinforcing column that I'll probably glue on the side just to give more support on this side, because if you put multiple figures in there, it might collapse on this side. So those are the little things that I need to come back later on and add. But yeah, I've worked on a lot of the debris pieces that's gonna be in this dio. Some are still not carved yet. Like this one right here, you could see that it's still pretty clean. So I will still have to go back and rework some of those to make it look more destroyed and distressed. But a lot of these, like I said, are all movable, so they're not permanent. So you could actually create different looks, when you're going to display these or take your photos. The two major pieces in this debris pieces is this right here, which I incorporated the Toy Biz Sentinel bases because the client want to use that as a part of the display. So I actually made it so that this whole piece right here is actually, you could lift it, see, it's one whole piece, and this is actually removable. So if I take Gene out for a moment, you can see that it's, you can move it out and you could just add it, and this whole piece again can move. And similar to this little piece over here, same thing, I incorporated this to this wreckage type, mini dial right there, and again you can move that around. Still a lot of work. I still need to add help, and make the wall, the interior walls, more distressed. Probably put some cracks and damage on those walls just to make it not as clean as what it is right now. And I'm still debating whether to add more details on the windows, but we'll see what I come up with. But as it is right now, actually looks nice, actually, I think. But we'll see. All right, well, let's look at the front side. So here's the front. Yeah, pretty similar to the sketch that I have prior to doing this. And as you can see, I've added a few details on this building facade. Like this finished look for the roof, and detailing on the windows. So basically my idea for this building is kind of like those older type, I don't know, European building where it's pretty much kind of like just a concrete building. There's a gray kind of like building, and with some ornate detailing on on the roof line and also on the footing of the building. So yeah, pretty simple in terms of the building design, but I always like that design in terms of the look of it. So the same thing on the side, and this white stuff is actually um, uh, craft foam material, and those you could buy usually at dollar store. They sell them at a 24 by 36 size, which is pretty good. You'll be able to use that for a lot of stuff. So, and it works. The only thing about craft foam is it's pretty fragile once you take out the board. There's like a board paper in front, on top of it on both sides. But normally, when you apply it in a diorama, you usually have to take those out because it's really hard to paint over them, because it's like it has a paper on it, so it can warp on you after a while. So normally you take it out, but once you do, then it becomes pretty fragile. So the only type of uses that you can use them for is actually for this kind of stuff, which is detailing your diorama. So it's not really made to handle like structure type thing. but otherwise it's a pretty good material to use. And also, you know, I realized that this preparatory video is kind of long, so uh, this probably will be the last video that I'll include on this one, because I want to do the painting and the completed product for this diorama on a separate video. So if you're looking for that video, just go on to part 2 of this post-apocalyptic type diorama. All right, well, if you have any questions, you know, please feel free to leave comments on the here in YouTube, or you could also email me for specific question regarding, you know, materials or how I put this together and stuff like that. I'd be happy to answer all your question, guys. All right, well, I'll see you guys in the next part of the video, and thanks for watching. Bye.